girl, you keep your mouth shut, those words echo in your mind. Who are you to question what is wrong and what is right? No one's gonna listen to you, you might as well not even try. But you know that it's not freedom when there's innocence that dies. Is it really justice when there's cover-ups and lies? Is fear the only way to reach the highest form of life? Well, you've always had the answers. You were scared to stand alone, and the words were always in you, but you kept them on your tongue. The truth can be your sword, your innocence a crown. Open up your mouth and raise your voice. Make some noise. Raise up your voice. Raise your voice. Little boy, you better toughen up. Never let them see you cry. You cover up that weakness. Fear is something that you hide. And take what you've been handed. Who are you to dream so wide? But you know that you're already dead if you're so afraid of life. You numb yourself with toys that manipulate your mind and leave the work to someone else who you then criticize. Well, you've always had the answers. You were scared to stand alone, and the words were always in you, but you kept them on your tongue. The truth can be your sword, your innocence a crown. Open up your mouth and raise your voice. Make some noise. Raise up your voice. Raise 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 your voice. Make some noise. Raise up your voice. Raise your voice. Little girl, you keep your mouth shut. Those words echo in your mind. Echo in your mind. Echo in your mind.
Thank you. Well, good afternoon. I'm Lucia Cooper-Smith, your host for today, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to Sunday morning at the Center for Spiritual Living here on the Unity campus. I would also like to welcome those who are watching online and invite you to come here anytime to be with us. So we are excited today because our speaker is Vic Sorrell, and so we look forward to hearing Vic's talk today. And the title of his talk is Standing on Solid Air. And for the first time at CSLN, Janine Tirana is joining the band as our guest artist. So if you're new here and are wondering what we're all about, we are an inclusive, open spiritual community for anyone seeking a deeper connection with God. Our philosophy, our teaching, teaches us about our oneness with Spirit and how we can create our most magnificent lives. Our community is here to love, honor, and support you, whatever your path is, and wherever you may find yourself on your journey of faith, you are welcome here. So welcome to our center, and let's begin our service.
Hi, I'm Dale Rogers, and I am a licensed practitioner here with the center. And the reading today is from Ernest Holmes' This Thing Called You in chapter 11. You are never limited by the principle of your being. Limitation is a result of a limited use of this principle. You can come but to one conclusion. There is something which honors your belief, not in a big way in one place and a little way in another. Rather, it honors your belief as you believe it. The principle must be without limit. Your thought and acceptance can put brakes on it. In this way, paradoxical as it may sound, you limit the limitless. Of course, you really do not limit it, but you limit its flow in your own experience. And now I'd like to offer to you a treatment. I'm speaking in first person, but please feel free to take my words if they resonate with you and make them personal for yourself. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable and settle into your breath, into your body, into your feelings. Watch them. Be their witness. I know that there is one presence, one infinite intelligence, one unifying consciousness behind all that there is. Nothing exists outside of it, for it is the source of all things. And this realization, I know, I am not apart from it. I am it. There is no division, no boundary, only the eternity of being. These atoms, they come and go, and yet the form stays the same because it arises from a divine blueprint that was put there by Spirit. With gratitude, I release my words into the universal law, knowing that perfect health, perfect prosperity, and perfect joyless joy are already mine, here and now, and so it is.
laid it on him. shine, shine like the sun on everyone. I give my love like Mother Earth. I took my worries, I laid it on him. I took my woe and suffering. I took my sorrows and all my trials. I laid it on him. I laid it on him. I got these hands, they fold to pray. My feet in the earth and a smile on my face. Tears in my eyes, the tears fall like rain. For 30 years, just washed away. I got this voice, I raise it up. I sing for healing, I sing for love, I sing for freedom from all the pain. And everyone who needs to sing. I took my worries, I laid it on him. I took my woe and suffering. I took my sorrows and all my trials. I laid it on him. 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 I laid it on him.
That's Janine Taranza, everybody. Welcome her. Come on.
Good morning. Happy holidays. It's wonderful to be, and especially wonderful to be here this morning. So thank you for inviting me back. My name is Victor Garland Sorrell III. You can call me Vic. The important part is that I am a man of power. I'm a man of charisma. I'm a man of expression and a man of intuition. And I am a dynamic expression of love on this planet forever. And my purpose is to teach creativity and love. Thank you. So far, I'm enjoying the ride. I ask you to consider for a moment and raise your hand if you feel this applies to you. How many of you would say that you are a creative person? That's most of us. Yeah. I would submit we're all creative. We're all creative on the level of our thinking, right? And according to a lot of wisdom traditions, when we're thinking and when our thinking is inspired by love, we're at our best. We're the best we could possibly be when our thinking is inspired by the love that we are. So creativity and love, therefore, have a very interesting symbiotic relationship. Creativity relies on the love that is our receptivity. The love that is our receptivity. Have you ever considered how powerful, how important, and how often overlooked our ability is to think creatively? So I would submit to you that thinking creatively is the difference between experiencing problems and experiencing opportunities. Thinking creatively is the difference between focusing on the cloud or the silver lining. Which would you choose? Thinking creatively means choosing curiosity as opposed to choosing victimhood. Does anybody follow me on that? Choosing curiosity about the world around you instead of choosing victimhood. There's a story I want to tell about creative thinking this morning because I think it's one of the best examples I've ever heard of creating the experience that you would choose to have. So there's this little boy, he's about 8 years old, and he wants a pony for Christmas. And he talks about it all year long, nonstop, what he's going to name the pony, what it's going to look like, how it's going to be. And he's so optimistic all the time about everything. He has no doubt that this pony is going to arrive under the tree on Christmas morning. And his parents are kind of looking at each other like, he sure is convinced. There's not going to be a pony. But what are we going to do with this? So interestingly enough, here's what the parents decide to do. After he's fallen asleep, they decide to go up around his bedroom door and in the walkway into his bedroom and put horse manure. Okay? We'll talk about the long-term psychological effects of that later. But this is what they decided to do. And they went downstairs and they waited. And that little boy woke up, and you have never heard shouts of glee and delight like this in your life. And so the parents went upstairs, and they opened the door, and they find he's standing in all the middle of this horse manure, and he's delighted. And he's throwing it up in the air, and he's covering himself with it, and he's having a ball. And his parents just kind of look at him, and he said, "Mom, Dad, don't you see? With all this horse shit, there's bound to be a pony in this house." Creative thinking. He made a choice what he was going to perceive, and therefore what he was going to create. So yes, it's potentially miraculous, our ability to think creatively. Potentially miraculous. A Course in Miracles teaches us there's no such thing as a neutral thought. Which, by the way, we are always creating form on some level, even at the subconscious level. So there's no such thing as a neutral thought. Therefore, we are creative by nature because we are thinking. And the Course in Miracles also tells us that we are able to miscreate, but not negate the power of our minds. So on the level of thought, we're able to miscreate, meaning we're able to think thoughts that are in alignment with fear, which A Course in Miracles would teach us as a miscreation. But we cannot negate the power of our minds. So in other words, if we're thinking it, we're sending it out. If we're thinking it, we're asking for it in return. So it's an interesting thing about life that we learn in Centers for Spiritual Living, that everything is actually created twice. Everything is actually created twice. First in mind, then in form. So first on the level of our thinking, and then on the level that we can see it or measure it, touch it, feel it. Think about this. Think about how many relationships, jobs, circumstances in life, you've thought of them first. I was just telling Colrick on the way here this morning that I can remember 10 years ago driving to this building to sing and thinking to myself, I know I could speak. I know I could speak, but I've just got to gather the courage to try. 10 years ago, I thought all this up. Thank you for being here and being a part of it. So we get to know that our thinking and our beliefs have a powerful influence on our lives, and we know that in Centers for Spiritual Living. This is the important part. Life isn't as solid as we're conditioned to believe it is. Life is a constant flow, but we get to surf and even direct that flow in our life. Life is a constant flow, and we get to direct that flow in our lives. How? On the level of our thought. That's why it's so important to be invested in thinking well, to realize our power as creative thinkers and put that power into motion for good. Stay with me. So you might ask, what then is going to determine whether or not I'm going to be able to harness this power in my life? What is going to make the difference, Vic, in whether I'm going to be more in alignment with love or fear at any given moment in my life? The biggest determinant, how you perceive yourself. As Imelda Shanklin wrote in Unity many years ago, what are you? What are you? Not who, not where do you work, not who your parents are or who your children are. What are you? Well, of course, a miraculous, dynamic, marvelous expression of all that is. And we all thought that first thing this morning, didn't we, when we woke up? What an important opportunity it is to get to be a miraculous, marvelous expression of all that is. So a couple of things to remember as you're taking that in. First of all, the vast majority of adults on this planet, including many of us, know that victimhood is optional. I'm going to say that again. For the vast majority of adults on this planet, victimhood is optional. Secondly, life is happening through us, not to us. And many would argue it's even happening for us. So life is happening through us, not to us, most probably for us. I'm going to say for us. So that challenge that you're facing, the challenge that you walked in here with today, the challenge that feels like it's been in here for the last 6 weeks, well, that's the one that looks like all that horse shit. But actually, there's a pony in there. And the pony is what that challenge is here to teach you about you. Anybody notice that sometimes you repeat familiar circumstances in your life, patterns? Anybody else? What is being shown to you? What is being shown to you in those patterns? So it's how you see yourself that will determine how seriously you take your role as a creative thinker. How do you see yourself? Now, the holidays are a particularly interesting time to consider how we see ourselves. What are you? Does every gift have to be perfect? Does every meal have to be just so? Do you have to attend all the events and please all the people? That feels like chaos to me. Y'all? Chaos. On the flip side, if you see yourself as a miraculous expression of all the love that could be and all the light that ever was, who needs Christmas lights? Right? Be the glow. But do you know how to go about being the glow? A Course in Miracles says that the idea of the Christ is actually just the truth of who we are. This is significant because according to the Course, the thinking of this material world teaches us that we are not who we are. and also teaches us that we are who we are not. The thinking of the world, the chaos. So therefore, enlightenment, according to A Course in Miracles, is simply releasing a thought system based in fear and accepting and embracing a thought system that is based in who we truly are, the love of who we truly are. And all the major world traditions have their names for this. This is not exclusive to Christianity. In Christianity, it's referred to as the Christ. In Buddhism, it's the Buddha mind. Judaism, it's the Shekinah. But only by understanding who I truly am, the love essence that is always my creative opportunity, am I able then to truly understand who you are. Let me say that again. Only when I understand the truth of who and what I am can I even begin to scratch the surface of appreciating who and what you are. When I'm confused about who I really am, then naturally I'm going to be confused about my true nature in relationship to the universe. I may not take as seriously the role and the responsibility that I have on the level of thinking. Remember, we get to direct the flow of life in that way. So according to A Course in Miracles, enlightenment then is a shift of our own perception of ourselves. A shift from body identification to spirit identification. A shift from mortal, fear-based, linear perception to eternal, oneness, love perception. How many of you all have ever had the experience where you get through about a quarter of the day and you realize, oh, this is my day to learn. I'm going to learn today. You can just feel it, right? Everything is just set up just so, and no matter what you do to try to get around something or ahead of something, you're going to learn today. You're going to learn to choose today, love or fear. A Course in Miracles tells us we don't get to decide whether or not we learn. We get to decide whether we learn through joy or through pain. So I want to take you to the metaphysical interpretation of the Christmas story for a minute. And I want you to think about how Mary must have felt when she was called out onto the roof and told by an angel that you're going to have a child. She probably thought, I'm really going to learn on today. If this is going to happen, you need to let me know how, because I can't begin to fathom it on my own. But there was a part of her, there was a part of Mary who knew, and all of us similarly have been awakened from our slumber. If we hadn't been awakened from our slumber, on some point we wouldn't be here. It wouldn't make sense to be here. It wouldn't make sense to us to seek higher perspectives and higher truths. So we're all very much like Mary in that Mary symbolizes the feminine energy in all of us, the heart within all of us. Mary represents the receptivity that we can choose to be available to love. And many times people have issue with God being called He, and I follow that. But when we're talking about the miraculous act of co-creation, it applies to the concept of spirit as the masculine being able to impregnate matter, our consciousness. Spirit being able to impregnate our consciousness with the thinking of love, the healing thoughts of love, the replenishing thoughts of love, the wisdom thoughts of love. Spirit available to us to impregnate our consciousness. So the heart then remains open to receive a power that is not of this world, but through receptivity that then becomes in the world as an expression of us. The love becomes in the world as an expression that only we can uniquely provide. And that's the purpose of our lives, according to A Course in Miracles, to give birth on this planet to the truth of who we are. The whole purpose, to give birth on the planet to the truth of who we are, the love that we are. Now, why is this all so important? And why this time of year? Because a few billion of us are focusing on the possibilities of miracles on planet Earth during this season. Now, it's true, we have the opportunity on any given day to give birth to the Christ that is within us, to the love that is within us. But especially at the holidays, we have the opportunity for the spiritual support to work with us to do this. Because so many of us are in alignment. We're thinking miracles. We're open to miracles in this time of year. So there's one other question that I know is just piercing your consciousness right now, and that is, how do I do this? How do I allow this in my life? How do I take full responsibility for my life experience such that I take full responsibility for how I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, what I'm creating? What is mine to do? The F word. Forgive. Forgive. It's very simple, and yet it's one of the most powerful spiritual tools we have at our disposal. Forgiveness. Forgiveness frees up the vessel, energetically speaking. The vessel that is your heart, my heart. Forgiveness. So think about that challenge that you brought in this morning. And think about the faces that are involved in that challenge. And especially think about your own face. But I don't want you to see yourself as the face that you showed up as today. I want you to see yourself as the infant that you were. A picture of yourself as an infant. Maybe the day you were born, maybe 3-4 months of age. Picture that in your mind. You are still that baby. And nothing that that child could ever do could negate the power of the love that that child is. So anything that you may be holding on to, anything that you feel like you just can't possibly forgive and release, today is the day that you no longer hold yourself in contempt, because you are that baby. And you deserve your own love. You deserve your own forgiveness. And in considering the love that you are, through your receptivity to the love that is, you give birth to the Christ child that is you. In considering the love that you are, and in your receptivity to all the love that is, you give birth to the Christ child that is you. In closing, love is the essential reality. Love is our purpose on earth. To be consciously aware of love, to experience love in ourselves and in others, is the meaning of life. The love that you are is the reason for the holiday season. Namaste, my friends. Good to see you. Sure, man. Sure. Thanks.
So now it's time to get back to that which serves us. If something has touched you today, there are many ways you can share the love with us, and we are so grateful for your offering. I'd like to ask our ushers to come forward now and introduce Prim and JW for volunteering today as ushers. In addition to the baskets being passed, we also have a few other ways we can accept your gift. You can use a credit card in our bookstore, or you can find a document with a QR code at the desk in the lobby. And for our online viewers, please make a contribution using the link in the description online, or you can do it the old-fashioned way and mail a check to our P.O. Box, which you can find on our website. So please say with me our offertory. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. Thank you for your loving gifts.
Come on, weatherman, give us a forecast, snowy white. Can't you hear the prayers of every child out there tonight? Rockies are calling, Denver snow falling. Somebody said it's 4 feet deep. It doesn't matter, give me the laughter. I'm gonna choose to keep another tender Tennessee Christmas, the only Christmas for me, where the love circles around us like the gifts around our tree. Well, I know there's more snow up in Colorado than my roof will ever see, but a tender Tennessee Christmas is the only Christmas for me. Every now and then I get a wandering urge to see maybe California, maybe tinsel towns for me. There's a parade there, we'd have it made there, bring home a tan on New Year's Eve. Sure sounds exciting, awfully inviting. Still, I think I'm gonna keep another tender Tennessee Christmas, the only Christmas for me, where the love circles around us like the gifts around our tree. Well, they say in LA it's a warm holiday, it's the only place to be, but a tender Tennessee Christmas is the only Christmas for me. Oh, you know I wanna go home. Ooh, yeah. Well, I know there's more snow up in Colorado than my roof will ever see, but a tender Tennessee Christmas is the only
Well, thank you to Vic Sorrell for another wonderful talk. We always love it when you're here. And thank you to Janine Tirana for joining our band today. And to our band, Larry Faragalli, Mark Horowitz, Jimmy Lopez, and Don Morgan. Thank you, all of you. And to everyone who made this service so wonderful today, our AV team, our ushers, and our hospitality volunteer. Yeah. So we have a few things on the calendar over the next few weeks, and I'm going to quickly run down them. And if you want more detail, check out the website, check out the newsletter, check the bulletin board in the lobby. First, after the service today, we have a community dialogue to discuss the possibilities of renewing our lease with Unity or seeking another location. The second thing, the board has recommended resetting our bylaws back to the CSL standard bylaws. Voting to accept or reject these proposed bylaws will begin tomorrow. So look in your email from SurveyMonkey. That will be the ballot, and the balloting time will remain open from December 16th, tomorrow, through December 30th. We have our public monthly board meeting tomorrow night at 6:30 on Zoom for anybody who wants to join. The Caring Hearts team will be meeting on December 22nd. That's next Sunday. So please plan to attend if you'd like to help this team. And there will be a joint Christmas Eve service with Unity on December 24th at 5 p.m. Reverend Denise and Rosemary Cathcart will be the speakers for this special service. And then a new class will be beginning on January 9th titled Self-Mastery, The Emergence of the True Self. This is a certified course toward becoming a practitioner centered around healing the perceived separation between personality and spirit. So, as I said, if you'd like any information about any of these things or even more, check out our newsletter, our website, or the community bulletin board in the back. So before we close our service today, we would like to welcome our visitors who are here for the first time. We don't ask you to stand or anything, but we do thank you for being here, and we invite you to join us in the fellowship hall for refreshments, and thank you to Kim Stokes, who is taking care of that today. So if you're watching online, please subscribe and give us a thumbs up because it does make a difference. And finally, I would like to ask our practitioners and our speaker and any ministers who are present today to come up front. If there is something that you're dealing with, or there's something you want to attract to your life related to health, relationship, career, money, please don't leave today without asking one of these professional practitioners to pray with you as soon as the service is over. Or you can fill out a prayer request form and put it in the secure box on the table outside the meditation room or in the lobby. And if you're watching online, just go to our website under practitioners and contact any one of us directly. So please join me in our closing prayer. I will say it in the first person and ask you to make it personal to you. So just take a deep breath, and I invite you to close your eyes and be in this present moment. And take another one. And know with me that there is one heart, one God. It is the infinite intelligence that created and infused itself into all life. I am. Each one of us is a unique, individualized expression of it, of the one divine power. And as I am one with God, the mind of God is my mind. So I know and affirm now that anything that I imagine, and even more than that, is already created in the mind of God. Anything in my heart's desire, good health, vibrancy, abundance, love, inner peace, harmonious relationships, they all already exist in the infinite that is God. It is my birthright to receive all of this good and even more good. Yes, there is a power that is greater than I am, and I can use it. I release limiting thoughts that hold me to my past, of any perceived transgressions or slights. These are misunderstandings, and I let go and go forward into a marvelous adventure of the future, where I know something wonderful is waiting for me to receive it, waiting for me to say yes. It is with great gratitude that I speak these words, knowing that everything I've spoken and even more is already done. I release my word to the action of the law that always responds to my thoughts, responds to my words, and says, yes, my beloved, it is already done. And together we say, and so it is. So I invite you to stand for our closing song and put a little love in our hearts.
This program is a service of the Center for Spiritual Living Nashville. May your life be filled with joy and prosperity in every way. Learn more about our programs or contact one of our practitioners at our website, cslnashville.org. You may also want to follow us on Facebook at CSLNASH. You can make a big difference with your financial gift at lovecsln.com. Please share the link to this program with a friend and join us again next Sunday. Have a wonderful week.